It's DiegoDoom here. Today I'm bringing you another review. Today I'll be reviewing the NECA Godzilla 2014 12-inch head-to-tail figure. As of right now, I think this version of Godzilla needs no introduction. If you have not already seen the 2014 film Godzilla, be sure to check it out. It is absolutely fantastic. NECA Godzilla 2014 12-inch head-to-tail figure has a great sculpt, good paint applications, and a good range of articulation. Since this figure does not have any accessories, let's go ahead and take a look at the Godzilla figure itself. Godzilla has a great sculpt, good paint applications, and a good range of articulation. First, to start with the head. We can slightly look up, down, left, right. The mouth can open up. The neck can move pretty freely here and look up and down. For the shoulders, we can rotate these a full 360. They can also move inwards and outwards. We have a bend at the elbows. Also, there's a swivel in the elbows. The hands can tilt and spin pretty freely. For the waist here, we can twist side to side and lean forwards and backwards ever so slightly. Moving down to the legs, they can rotate a full 360, but it's done in an awkward oval motion. As you can see, that's an outward spin, which is kind of strange. Then also, you cannot spread the legs out much at all. In my opinion, the leg articulation of this figure is very limited, so it's very hard to strike dynamic poses with this figure. In the knees here, they can swivel but not bend. Then the feet here can tilt and swivel. Then for the tail here, we have several points of rotation. So at first, we have this point here, second point, third point, and then the portion where the tail attaches to the figure. So rotate there. Now the tail itself actually has a bendable wire inside of it, so you can flex this all the way down and all the way up. Now I must admit, that does take a lot of effort, so do be extra careful. Now in my personal opinion, I really do not like wires inside of figures, because as we all know, at one point, this wire is either going to break or begin to protrude outside of the figure. So when manipulating this tail, just be careful. You don't want to wear out the wire too fast. Now in terms of sculpt and paint apps, the sculpt here is great and the paint apps are pretty good. Let's start with the head. We'll zoom in pretty close. Now at first, it does seem the head is a little bit small, but not that big of a deal here. But when you start with the sculpt here, you'll notice that the snout here is kind of mushy, but as we move backwards, it becomes better detail. So we'll kind of try and keep this all in focus. So we have the eyes here. We have the teeth. The teeth look a little bit strange. They're kind of missing some bits and pieces, but it's okay. Then we have the tongue inside. Moving down to the body here, the detailing on the scales are great, as you can see. Very nicely done, very nicely textured as well. Then we have our dorsal fins, as you can see. These are very nicely done as well. As you can see, these are done in a soft material, but even though they're soft, they're also rigid at the same time, so they can hurt when you touch some of them, especially down at the tail. So the body here, they did a great job on, as you can see. Very nicely textured, nicely detailed. Move on to the chest area here. Very good. Down to the crotch area. Good. Then we have the legs here. Very nice. They did a great job here. Then we have our stubby little feet here. Pretty cool. Also, there seems to be peg holes underneath the feet. And we'll check out those spines. As you can see, they did a great job with the sculpt on this figure. Now when it comes to the paint apps, this figure's body mostly has this charcoal paint up going on, and for me personally, it's not varied enough. If there was a lot of variations in the paint app, I think it would have made the scales on this figure pop a lot more. And then moving on to the center of the chest, we have this brownish paint app going on, which is pretty good, but still, I think that the paint app could have been better on this figure to make things pop out a little bit more, but this is still a good figure. Very nice. Now let's take a moment to do some quick size comparisons. For size comparison, first up we have our NECA Godzilla for our SH Monster Arts Godzilla 1994. Now it may not be fair to hold this figure to the same standards of the SH Monster Arts line, but it still looks good for our SH Monster Arts figures. So you can see the 94 here, looks pretty good. Next we'll grab our Godzilla 1995, aka Burning Godzilla. Try and keep this all in focus here. So again, looks pretty good. Next, we'll grab our Godzilla 2000. And it looks pretty good with our G2K. It's pretty good there. And then finally, for the Monster Arts figures, we'll grab our Gigan 2004. And as we all know, Gigan is a massive figure, so we'll push back some. And it looks good. It's pretty nice there. Next, let's grab some Ultra Act figures. So first up, we'll grab my favorite Ultraman of all time, and that is the Ultra Act Ultraman Jonias anime color version. You can see that is blown out because he's a very nice, pristine, and pearly white. So we'll try and get this on camera as best we possibly can. So it looks pretty good there. Next, we'll grab our Ultra Act Ace Killer. So it looks good. Okay, keep it on focus. So pretty good there. Then we'll grab our massive Ultra Act Ella King. So we'll push this way back as Ella King is a super tall figure. And again, it looks good. So now that we have the size comparisons out of the way, let's go ahead and conclude this review. To conclude the review, the NECA Godzilla 2014 12-inch head-to-tail figure has a great sculpt, good paint applications, and a good range of articulation. In my opinion, this is a good figure. As far as my personal recommendation, I would hold out until the SH Monster Arts Godzilla 2014 figure is released, or wait for NECA to release its 24-inch head-to-tail version of this figure. Now I have some reservations about the next NECA figure, but hopefully it will turn out better than this figure. If you would like to have a good representation of Godzilla 2014 right now, then this is definitely the figure to pick up. Be sure to check out the 2014 film Godzilla. It is absolutely fantastic. This has been another review by DiegoDoom. Thank you very much for watching, and please stay tuned for more figure reviews. Like, comment, and subscribe.